Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Welcome to my daily Sun Sign Love Connection readings. Today is November 17th, 2020, and the featured sun sign for today is going to be Sagittarius. And generally, I will do a roll of dice right in front of you to get the highlighted connection that I'll be doing. And then I read 3 specific major categories for that highlighted connection. And then an individual zodiac sign message with the tarot card in connection to Sagittarius. But today, instead of the random highlighted, I did get a request from one of my beautiful viewers if I would read the Sagittarius and Cancer highlighted connection. And the answer is yes, because if you want to ask me to do that, I will always go around the zodiac wheel. We're actually mid-month now. We're on September. I started with Leo this month. So we're going around twice, beginning of the month, middle month. There's usually a few days left over afterwards. This month I'll be doing the same sun connections. So, you know, Pisces, Aquarius, whatever it is for the remainder days, which will bring me back to December, starting with Aries again in an order of sorts. I hope that makes sense. But I do want to say that it is later. I just got home from work and it's dark because it was raining, which is so beautiful because we need that. And I'm super grateful to be here with you as always. And I hope that you are returning and will enjoy this if you're new enough to want to subscribe, like, share, and come on back on a regular basis. So we'll get started. Sagittarius as the featured sign is one of my favorite signs. I always say that. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just I've met and had so many Sagittariuses in my life and it wasn't planned, you know, but then it just seems to be very appropriate because of what my sign is, what my sun sign and my moon and so forth. My whole chart resonates being attracted to fire signs and others, of course, but predominantly in my life, Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is the fire sign. Sagittarius is a mutable sign, which means that they're very adaptable. They can change easily. They like change. They like new things. They like learning new things. They're extremely interested in higher learning, education, higher mind, whatever the topic may be. Very much about truth, very optimistic. They are ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the most benevolent planet, and it absolutely I can't even talk. I'm so sorry. It has to do with, special things like opportunities that come along. Good luck in general, I would say. Definitely an optimistic kind of an attitude. Positivity comes to mind. You know, just being at that right place at the right time, synchronistic occurrences a lot. And it expands things, you know, so it could have to do with relationships and the expansion of the relationship, going into better, deeper, you know, connection. Certainly with jobs, you could have many opportunities in a lifetime. And I know a lot of Sagittarius do, though I feel like they get on one topic a lot of times that they want to excel in and they will maybe stick with that. That's a general reading, but a lot of times I found that to be true. Astrology comes right to mind. That's that higher learning and kind of not necessarily common ground type of study, but they do really well in what they do study and what they become interested in. And I always use the reference of them having this beautiful bow and arrow, half man, half horse, pointing that arrow to that star and just making sure that they reach it. And 9 out of 10 times, let me tell you, they do. And then if they're interested in something else, they'll then point it again. And if it's a relationship and it's at you, well, that's it. Because they know what they want. And they don't mince words about stuff. They're very authentic and very real. And sometimes brutally honest, to be completely honest with you. But I like that. I appreciate that in people. And they don't mean any harm. And they might come across like, whoa, could you have been a little more tactful? But you get over it quickly because they're a lot of fun and they're really good people. And they do love to travel, and they love their independence, and they love freedom. So bear that in mind. If you are interested in the Sagittarius and you think you want to just snatch him and possess him, you got to think again. You need him to be able to have, or her, excuse me, that beautiful ability to, do things they like to do on their own as well as in this relationship. So then we have Cancer. Now, Cancer is, honestly, I'm not just saying it, is predominantly a sign that I have found that fire signs in general, but definitely Sagittarius, just tend to be attracted to. Now, this is the element of water when you have Cancer. And then, as I said, Sagittarius is a fire sign, right? So in, 101 biology, when you mix water and fire, or you put the pot on the stove, right, it's going to heat up, it's going to simmer, and then it's going to boil, right? So you can use that as a metaphor, as you will, but my point is that it can be extremely exciting, very, very passionate. It can be dramatic. There's that tension that I always speak about that you really, really want in a relationship. It just adds to it, like that feeling when that person enters the room and you just get these excited feelings. That's what you're going to get, right? And then, I don't know, notoriously I see the fire and water signs continuously with each other, very attracted. And with certain particular elements like those, you're going to have to work at the differences. Now, it may not seem like work in a lot of cases. I don't mean to put a negative slant on it. But, with that fiery, just very motivated, spontaneous, kind of impulsive, if you will, energy, with this need to move and travel and exercise and just be sociable and all the things that Sagittarius are. Cancer is very, very, very sensitive, very, very feeling. They work from their heart and their emotions. They are ruled by the moon. And when they're ruled by the moon, you are affected by everything the moon does and how it creates its energies towards us, its cycles, and we have them every month, right? And, from the beginning of the new moon to the quarter, mid, full moon, it's all being felt by this beautiful, perceptive, sensitive, sentimental, psychic, extremely intuitive sign that Cancer is. And Cancer is a cardinal sign. So, they initiate this season of summer. And that means they're doers. They want to move. They want to continue to keep busy and active. And it seemed as though a lot of the planets were in all of the cardinal signs and kind of in ways that didn't necessarily trine in a positive. It was more of a challenging time this year. So Capricorn was one of the major planetary aspects this year in most of the signs or planets. For example, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, and of course the sun being in their sign, originally starting it. And then, it was huge and strong, and that was affecting the other cardinal signs is where I'm going with this, but in an opposing way. And it kept a lot of the cardinal signs, and you know what I'm speaking of, from doing as much as they wanted to this year. There was a lot of held back energy. The other being Aries as a cardinal sign, starting the season of spring. Excuse me for stuttering. I'm probably just tired. I'm going to try my best and I'm going to push through this because I love what I'm doing. Just have patience, please. I appreciate that a lot. But anyway, a lot of cardinal Aries and then energies. And we had Aries in retrograde for 2 months. And that just started going forward on last Friday, I believe, the 13th. So it's building its momentum. But a long time, that's another fire sign. That's a fellow fire sign to Sagittarius. So I think Sagittarius in its own right had been feeling that weight of not being able to go forward, and that's all going forward. So there's even more optimism for this relationship. And as far as Cancer is concerned, they are, like I said, the cardinal, but they also ruled by the moon. And they love family. And they do have those pinchers. I mentioned that earlier. there's this part of them that just wants to grab onto the people they love, and they just want to hold them there, and they want to nurture them and care for them, and they do an excellent job of, you know, being a great person to take care of the home, to feed, to nourish. You know, nourish comes to mind when I think of cancers. You know, there's all different types of nourishment. They just absolutely love, you know, caring for others. And they're also really good at being very independent in their own right and capable of a lot of different type of work. And artistry comes to mind. They're creative. You know, anytime you have that water element, there's going to be that creativity involved. Very, very sentimental. Now, the only difference is, I say, with this 2 energy, you've got that brutally honest, kind of right in your face energy, and the very sensitive, you know, kind of almost shy, not always extrovert, but more introvert as they go into their, you know, crab shell to retrieve and stay away from anything that concerns them or they have any, you know, doubt about as far as energy or feelings. If they don't feel good about a person, 9 out of 10 times they're right on the money about that, because that's how strong their intuition is. But I don't really feel that's that way at all. I think you're very, very smitten with each other. I feel like this outward, you know, I was starting to say, not necessarily PC way that Sagittarius can be, can kind of hurt the sensitivity of a Cancer. But when you know them, you just grow to understand that, and then you work with each other's love language, right? That's what I always like to profess. That's what's important in every relationship or connection. So I feel really good about these 2, and I feel like we're going to get some good messages, but let's just see. I am using the Gilded Tarot, and as I said, I will be doing 2 major categories, 3, and I'll explain them as I go along. I have shuffled these very well. I am getting a lot of repeats, though. There's a lot of things that Spirit wants the world to know. You know, this is a very important year for us to learn as a global, you know, lesson, I think, obviously, right? So I'll lay it out. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is the one that's come up quite a few times. Okay, I'm in love with this. I'm so happy. And like I said from the beginning, I feel like things are good. They're starting to move forward. Communication is good. There's no more retrograde. Okay, the only retrograde left is Neptune, and that's going forward on the 28th. And Neptune is absolutely hugely a part of why a lot of us have some cloudy kind of unsure, you know, dreams or answers, or things are hidden. They don't see, nothing seems quite as straightforward right now. That's what Neptune does. It is the ruler of the underground, you know, the unseen, the mystery, the mysterious, the secretive. But that is going forward, like I said, so even that's going to bring more clarity to relationships, to your jobs, to your conversations, right? It's full speed ahead. We're ending November, and by December, it's on for everybody. And then we have the very, very important partial lunar eclipse in Gemini on the 30th of this month. And that's going to just make so many changes and transformations that are going to improve ourselves. And that's about the mind and the words we choose. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Gemini is the air sign. So expression, truth, justice, fairness, equilibrium, you know, compromise, all those beautiful things. Temperance, which is actually what the sign of Sagittarius, the card that depicts the sign of Sagittarius. So it's all very synchronistic. And right now, the first sign for the 2 of you, leading to this reading as the catalyst, I call it, for today and then onward. It doesn't always hit, and the resonance doesn't happen that moment, but a lot of times it does. You have the 3 of Pentacles. So this is absolutely just this beautiful feeling of security. We have the Pentacles. That's the grounding element of Earth. That is about perfection and mastery in your skill, your relationship, your ability to feel good, to feel secure in your relationship or your work, where you live. You know, it could be building on an idea or the relationship that you have from where it is, and just up up, up, you know, just leveling up, leveling up. And money is definitely a part of that. So if it has been scarce or you've been concerned about it, like a lot of people, please don't be concerned. There are going to be changes that you have no idea about, even before the end of the year. And it's going to be positive for everybody, but also for the two of you. So keep that in mind and let me know. And I would love to hear what follows from these messages that come to you today. The second category is under the possible blessings or obstacles, and you have the sun. You have the sun. That is like one of the absolute best cards in the deck. It's fire, it's passion, it's creativity, it's love, it's expression, it's warmth, vitality, great luck. It's, you know, I mean, it's all of the above and more. And so anything that's been held up, pushed down, you know, restrained, constricted, it's opening up. It's just the world is your oyster and the relationship is going places, okay? And there's such love and passion here because that's what the sun creates. That's what the sun sign is, right? It's that day we're born and the sun in our first house, our ego, our enthusiasm, our personalities, our desires. This is tenfold that. So it's fantastic. And it kind of just, what would be the words I want to use? It eliminates anything that isn't like that. It kind of just solidifies that out of the way. And this is what predominates because it is the brightest star in our galaxy. So congratulations on that. I don't see an obstacle in that whatsoever. The timing I can't say exactly. So maybe you're like, today, MaryAnne, tomorrow, I don't know. But it's happening, okay? So, and I really feel like we had the beautiful new moon in Scorpio, which was about setting your intentions for that newness. And that's a truth serum new moon. I'll tell you, with Scorpio and the whole idea of just revealing the hidden, the unseen, coming from the straight in your face, you know, which is very topical of what's going on in this world. So I love that. And last but not least, for your beautiful highlighted connection messages, you have the third category of finances. And finances are exactly that. They're your money, and they are the tangible things you can touch, the practical things, the physical things in our world that are essential to us, right? And how it's affecting you too at this time. And you have, is it the world? It is. It's the world. It's like, honestly, and these are two major arcanas next to each other. So the growth and the building of substantial, you know, abundance, prosperity, wealth, health, the sun to just brightly illuminate your way. And the world, you have the whole world in your hand. The world is a cycle. It ends one way and it's, you know, begins another. It's a definite move. Now, when I think of Sagittarius, I think of travel all the time, because if they don't travel in their mind in ways to learn and grow more, like I said, and educate themselves and others in the process, they want to travel. It's just who they are. And they will many times in their lifetime. I've not met a Sagittarius who hasn't traveled, far more than me, which isn't really saying a lot. I intend on traveling though. But this is absolutely amazing. And you know, the end of one cycle into the new, which is inspiring and exciting. And is that the moon behind it? No doubt. I believe it is. The full moon, which is this 30th, you know, just after Thanksgiving. I mean, standing strong, standing empowered, and being such an incredible, supportive connection with each other. I pray you're feeling this way, because these, I don't know, I know that they come for a reason. And by the way, this has not been repeated, so this is a very special meaning for the two of you. So that is for the beautiful highlighted connection for today's reading of Sagittarius and Cancer. Then we're going to pick one card for every other connection with Sagittarius, and I'm going to make it really short because I will never be able to upload this otherwise. It's taking way longer than usual. But it's okay. I'll just shorten the definitions of the two and bring the message to you. So from Cancer, we're going to go right to Gemini. This is the polar opposite of Sagittarius. This is a connection I see very, very often, if not in just a great friendship. Definitely marriage, partnerships. They just really feed well, they connect well, there's a synergy that happens. There's that polar opposites that's extremely attractive in a lot of ways, and help each other to fill the areas of your life that are not that, but with common ground, because Gemini is a mutable sign. Gemini is an air sign. Air and fire get along extremely well. They need each other to grow and to express and to move. And there's passion, like I said, as well. And then you have the fact that Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so it's the mind, it's knowledge, it's, you know, education and expansion of the mind, and wanting to learn and wanting to share and wanting to communicate as an air sign. Well, that works really, really well with Sagittarius as well. I mentioned there's a lot of very, very synchronistic, beautiful, harmonizing kind of energies with the two of you. And there's fun and excitement, and that's what Gemini likes. They're very, very energetic, and they can have two different personalities. It's true. But, you know, each of them are loving and beautiful and well worth the time for the Sagittarius. So the beautiful message here is, what is this? I'll be darned. 5 of Swords. Well, there you go. There's the energy of Gemini. Now, 5 of Swords is just like, it has to do with conversation and communication. And if you notice, and if you can see, I hope you can, it is a man looking back over his shoulder. He's got 2 swords that have fallen and 3 in his hands. He's moving forward. He's very interested in communication. He wants truth. Both of these signs are absolutely about truth. Fairness, justice is the Gemini with, you know, the air quality, as is the Sagittarius. So it's a beautiful energy right there. But there's been some conversations that didn't feel right, that you weren't necessarily in agreement with. And instead of, you know, provoking you or causing any undue stress, like has happened if you tune in too much to the controversy happening in our world right now, not happening. Moving up, moving on, standing firmly with the beliefs that the two of you have in mind, and knowing that you'll have good conversations in the future, especially between the two of you. You'll work out anything you need to. Anytime it is the swords, I always feel like it's a very passing, quick energy. So if there was a conversation that you were heated about, debated about, it's done and over with before you know it. It's exciting to have, you know, debates, as long as it doesn't hurt the other person or it's not intentionally meant to hurt. So yeah, I feel like you're picking your battles, and you definitely don't have time for what you believe to not be truth. Okay, so I like that message for the two of you. And then we go on to Sagittarius and Taurus. Now, as far as I'm concerned, there isn't a sign in the zodiac that Sagittarius cannot get along with. Of course, there's always going to be ones we resonate more with. But you have this beautiful sign of Taurus. It's a bull. He's fixed. He's set in his ways. In a lot of ways, he's determined. He's hardworking, filled with love and passion, ruled by Venus. Okay, Venus is the planet of love, money, beauty, art, the senses, taste, smells, you know, grounded, natural things are really attractive to all earth signs, and definitely with Taurus. You know, he's a very reliable, consistent, hardworking, determined, practical sign that I think really helps the side of Sagittarius that's so much on the go a lot of times that they don't really necessarily stop to do those practical things or plan ahead a lot of times. You know what I'm talking about. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's great to have this connection, because that's where you both can equal each other out, you know, and balance each other out. So I like this. What does your message say? It's the King of Pentacles. There you go. There's the Pentacles. That is what the earth element represents. That's Taurus. And the King is the maturity of well-being, stability, prosperity. The other thing about Taurus is they are known as the money sign, and that's because they work so hard and they toil, and they were known back historically in mythology as being the sign where they would plant those seeds and they would just prosper and grow, and they would be, you know, just surrounded with luxury. And that's what you've got. And interestingly, we have basically the new moon, which was in Scorpio. So something is building between the two of you, perhaps on a financial, business sense, certainly with the home. Could be having to do with family, but it's mature and it's really feeling safe, and it feels like a permanent type of thing. It's not like just a fly-by-night type of energy. So that's a beautiful message for you. Then we go on to Aries, which is amazing because the two of you are fire and you have this passion that can't be denied, and you both can just have the most incredible fun. Being on that same energy level is always really cool and works really well with a lot of people in a friend and relationship. Now, you both can be AA personalities, but that's okay because you both can add to whatever it is you're interested in. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Once again, Mars, the planet of fire and aggression and movement and, you know, all sorts of masculine energy, has been in Aries for a long time. It was in retrograde. It went forward. That affected all the fire signs. It affected you. Now it's forward. Now you can continue with your plans. And they're doers, boy. They're cardinal. They start the season of spring. So they are interested in making things happen, whatever that is in the category of your connection and love. Your beautiful message is that of the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so the two of you are really kind of studying and looking at where you are at this point, where you had been and what this year maybe had slowed down, like I said. And know in your mind that you never gave up, you never lost what you had, but now it's time to very methodically, like the earth elements are, push it back into play, slowly but surely, building it back up. You're 7, you got 8, 9, and 10. Before you know it, you're going to have the best amount you can. The fulfillment of, you know, security and prosperity. And honestly, the two of you together, this can happen sooner than you think. And with that beautiful energy, which is very synchronistic, as far as the eclipse in Gemini being in air, it works very well with fire. So movement, communication, you know, business, commerce. When it's with the third house of Gemini, it's gorgeous. I like that a lot. So keep it moving and never give up. Then you have Pisces, Sun, Sagittarius. There you go again. See this a lot. This is that water and the fire, which is, it's a lot of passion. It's a lot though, because you know the sensitivity, like I said, of the water is pretty unmatched. But the Pisces are the ones who just want to go with the flow. They just want everybody happy. They have so much love, so much compassion. They are very, very spiritual, you know. That's very intriguing to the Sagittarians out there that want to learn the other worldly things, like the hidden mystical things, esoteric things, astrology, as I mentioned, you know, numerology, you name it, tarot. I feel like you might be working together in something having to do with that. And by the way, you know, once again, with Pisces being ruled by Neptune and that going forward, there's an end of Gemini eclipse. I really feel like the two of you are really coming together as far as a creative endeavor. There's so much creativity with Pisces. And there's understanding and there's willingness to work, and they're being a mutable sign like Sagittarius. You're very adaptable, and that's really what Pisces is known for anyway, being the chameleon. They can adapt to anything and anyone, and sometimes you don't even see them looking the same. They adapt so well to the people and the energies around them that they start to look like those people. That's an art. That's a creativity. So your message is, it's also about Pentacles. Wow. The Page of Pentacles. A youthful, like I said, this is the beginning. I feel like you're both in the process of really starting to create something entrepreneurial, a business. It's in the beginning stages. It's kind of, you know, immature. It could be a child. It could be you wanting to discuss having children, or you have a child and you're thinking about something that might involve them. But whatever it is, you might be working together to help to provide and, you know, have that security you want for the family, for this child. Maybe it's the children in you, your inner child. Listen, I'm telling you, most Sagittarians stay young their whole life. They have so much fun. They love to laugh. They love to have fun, and they want you to be there with them, Pisces. But this is gorgeous. Something around the pike, right? Something coming up. If you haven't heard, you will be hearing about it. Or it's a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo energy that's very prominent, and like I said, a youthful energy. So then we have Aquarius and Sagittarius. I love it. There's that fire and water. Excuse me. I always say that. I'll tell you why I think I do. It's actually air, and they are known as the water barrier. So that's why I say it. They are just all about helping the masses, okay? Now, they are a fixed sign, very much about their ideals and stuck on their opinions, and just, they want it a certain way, and boy, they're going to be really straightforward about that, and that has to do with their relationships and being strong and wanting to dedicate themselves to it, or any kind of odd subject they are interested in. They are a mind sign, they're the air sign, so they think a lot, they want to learn and study. And they are leaders, okay? They are absolute leaders. Their ruling planet is Uranus, and Uranus is the planet of complete unpredictability, surprises, change, science, forward thinking. You know, this is so perfect right now because we're entering into the new age of Aquarius as of December, when all the earth and stuck energies having to do with old traditional ways of doing things, that's breaking away. And not just this coming year, 2021. I read it and heard it the other day. This is going to be predominantly air energy now for another couple hundred years. So prepare yourself and know change isn't imminent, right? Every day of our lives, but in so many ways. But this is the real deal. The structure of things is going to change, and truth will prevail, and our voices will be heard. And this is a gorgeous energy for activism, the connection here. Beautiful relationships, long-term. You have the moon. Well, that's pretty appropriate because once again, we're going to have a full moon real quick. And I know people are already feeling the energies, and they're going to be about truth. They're going to be about change, transformation for yourself in areas of communication and ability to speak and bring the truth forward, especially with, we're still in Scorpio season actually till the 21st, when it then goes into Sagittarius season. But the hidden aspect that usually comes from the moon, it's not going to be hidden for much longer. Prepare yourself. And I think everybody's going to be very, very relieved and excited to know that, whew, at least they have an answer. Right? I think we all want that. That's exactly what this is saying. And, you know, just holding strong, whatever it is, we'll make it through, we'll make it work. And just setting our sights on something that we want to accomplish, that the two of you want to accomplish, comes to mind. A different perspective, using your intuition, really focusing on that, because you're going to be getting a lot of beautiful downloads and information and signs. So if you choose to listen, they will be there for you. And so then we have Capricorn and Sagittarius, which I love. You're right next to each other. Capricorn is that earth sign. It's beautiful. It's grounded. They're hard workers. And, you know, we've had Jupiter in the sign of Capricorn this year. So they should be having some pretty good opportunities come along. And if it had been stalled, anything that did come along that you chose to pick, because you know you're interested in that, Capricorn. You are all about building and leadership and authority and success. That's all you really want, right? And you're going to work as hard as it takes to do that. Your ruling planet is Saturn, so you're that taskmaster. Saturn is in Capricorn right now. Jupiter's in Capricorn, and Pluto. So transformational, right? Everything about, and the steady, consistent, and permanence aspect of it is really very prominent. And you know, as I said, everybody, I think, it's important for you to have a friend, a relationship of some kind that is an earth, because they're going to be there for you, and they're going to help you in time of need, and they're going to be resourceful, and they're going to be keeping their cool, okay? Sometimes fire signs are just like, whoa, and they just kind of maybe lose it. And they're just like not 100% sure. They're just action. They're not, that calms them down. Your message is the King of Swords. Incredible information, maturity in the words, in conversation, straight through right to the point. Maybe having to do with finances, because anytime I see swords, I see institutions that have to do with money, perhaps doctors, anybody that's, higher educated, that have been studying and they get into these positions where they can help and assist us. And there's a lot of different categories that way, but that's what comes up with this. Making sure that you are very on top of your health, making sure that you're feeling connected with each other by speaking and talking. Now, the energy of Earth tends to be more reserved, and the outward part of Sagittarius can help bring that out of Capricorn. It's really important. Communication is very key in relationships. This is showing you've got that, and it's going to really be beautiful, and it's going to really open up some ideas and just make you feel better all over. So I like that a lot for the two of you. And then we have Scorpio and Sagittarius, and Scorpio is right next to you as well. Scorpio is the water sign, ruled by Pluto, all about transformation. We're in Scorpio season. Truth serum, revealing the truth, digging deep. What do we want to do? How do we want to improve ourselves? Always wanting to reinvent, and reestablish and renew. They are a fixed sign, these Scorpios. So they are set in their ways a lot of times. They can be possessive when it comes to love. They're extremely interested in intimacy and passion, and maybe even a little jealous at times. It happens. We all have a little bit of darker sides to us, right? So that jealousy doesn't have to be there. When you're talking to Sagittarius and they say to you, boom, this is what's happening, that's it. And that'll be built because time always helps with trust issues, and usually it has to do with something that happened to you in the past. Don't bring that into this relationship. Don't bring that into the future. Keep that back there, Scorpio. I think you learn that, and you learn it more and more because you want to be happy. You're intense and you're real, and you're raw with your emotions. You just say what you think, and that's kind of a beautiful thing. But yeah, just tempering it and keeping that beautiful balance. This is a gorgeous connection. Your message is, oh my gosh, the Four of Cups. Okay, yeah. So see, you've got Three of Cups. You got four, actually. You got three right there. They're standing up. They're filled, if you want them to be. They're full of emotion. They represent you, Scorpio. They represent the water. They represent creativity and opportunities. And you've got the three, and then you've got this fourth one being offered to you, from the divine. Maybe your higher power, maybe an idea you're just still toying with. And you're thinking, do I or do I not? Do I invite this into the mix? Do I need to? It's contemplation, really. It's just recognizing and being discerning, I think is the words that are coming very clear to my mind. And making the choice you need to, but know that you've always got something to be grateful for. And this relationship can be a very rewarding one for the two of you. And four is stability. So keeping that stability there. I think it's a good season for you, probably celebrating together. And wine and song could be a part of the cups too. Keeping those cups full of, libations. Then we have Sagittarius and Libra, which I love. And there's, once again, the fire and the air, and, Libra's all about relationships. And to be able to establish great rapport with all types of people in all different forms of relationships and love. It's essential to them. They are the scales. They want balance. They want equilibrium. They want fairness and justice. And that's important to Sagittarius. This is a very commonly seen love relationship or connection in general, friends or what have you. And, being able to, like I said, see all points of view is very important to Libras. They don't have to be right, but they want to know and really think about things a lot. They're in the mind a lot, And so, yeah, just they love art and beauty and all that. And actually, they're ruled by the sign of Venus, which is in their sign right now until Saturday when it goes into Scorpio. So, yeah, lots of beautiful energy here. I know it's got to be something beautiful here. Yes, of course, it's the Four of Wands. That's beautiful. It's fire. It's passion. It's stability. It's family. It's home. It's happiness. It's security. It's bliss, and it's a really good, loving connection you have. Opening each other and allowing each other to be who you are as two whole people and then coming together. That takes time and understanding and acceptance, right? It's working now. Whatever you do, and keep it going, because you're doing something right. And then I see we're getting darker here. Then we go on to Virgo. I love this too. Once again, there's that beautiful earth energy. So Virgo is a mutable sign like you, Sagittarius, and they are also ruled by Mercury. So they are very much of the mind, you know, and in commerce and ideas and creating and growing and emerging and you know, learning and helping. They love to help. Virgos are always in some field where they're helping other people. It's just what they do, and it comes from their heart. It's authentic. They're symbolically known as the archetype of the Virgin. You know, it's all pure heart. They work really hard, and you know, I guess the main thing is being able to find a balance so that you can work and have your relationship, friendship, love life, you know, feeling temperate, as you know, the Sagittarian sign and card represents. I feel really good. I feel like this is happy. And you're independent too, Virgo, but you also know how to take really good care of those that you love. And you do. And your message is the Ten of Cups. Life is good. Life is feeling quite fulfilled and very emotionally satisfied and happy. And I don't think it just started that way this year. I think you've really worked out to it. I think you both have this beautiful understanding and respect, and it's family, and you might be wanting to take something to the next level and make it a commitment and a permanent situation, whatever that is. But I love it, and it pretty much speaks for itself. Congratulations on that message. So then we move on to Leo, and once again, Leo and Sagittarius, two fire signs. Wow, what energy, what dynamic duo this is. Leo being a fixed sign, not as mutable as you about things, but very much, you know, very dedicated and, you know, steadfast in their ideas and opinions, and definitely, you know, ruled by the sun. So it's all about their ego and vitality and energy and their ability to express and to lead and to feel confident and to share their beautiful gifts with you and be told how wonderful they are. And they want that center stage, and that's okay. Sagittarius is cool with that. You know, I mean, they go along with it. They're way more lighter hearted, I think. Like I said, they can be more adaptable. They can let the Leo take lead. And Leo may very well want Sagittarius to take a lead a lot of times, because when you have a really great connection and friendship or love relationship, you just take turns and you just hope for that beautiful balance in the relationship, right? And Leos are incredibly passionate and heart-centered, so that's a very attracting thing for everybody. So your message is, it's the Chariot, man. It's all about mastering. You know, you both have mastered your own mind and body and spirit predominantly, and then it just shows in what you do and how you create and, you know, working together as a team. You're really feeling good. There's movement. It could be transportation. You may be moving literally. You may be traveling or planning travel. You've definitely been through the highs and the lows and the ups and the downs. You know, nothing in life comes easy, but you've mastered that. You're moving straight ahead and quite swiftly with great aspirations and great intentions. And just see where this beautiful new moon / eclipse will lead the two of you, because there's just an unlimited amount of possibilities for you, and that's a beautiful energy. And then we're back to Cancer again. So those are your beautiful messages for today, Sagittarius. And like I said, your beautiful highlighted connection with Cancer. All of them are incredibly inspiring and very, very optimistic. No surprise. Let me read to you your beautiful oracle messages, and I'll get you on your way. I'm a little longer than I thought, but that's how I do it. So if you're not interested in, you know, all of it, you can always fast forward. But do remember, these are mid readings, and then I'm going to be starting right back up again, starting around the zodiac wheel with Aries and all the different highlighted connections and individual readings every day. I'd love to have you come back. And, you know, thumbs up and what have you. I love your inspirational, beautiful, I love this support that I've gotten. This is so perfect. Now, this is my beautiful I can't even see past my nose. I'm sorry, and I should know it by heart. Psychic Tarot for the Heart. I thought it was very fitting and suiting for my Love Connection readings. It is by John Holland. It's a new deck, and every single card is beautifully illustrated, and it has one specific message, and yours is take the lead. How beautiful is that, Sagittarius? Does it sound familiar? Because I know you know exactly how to do that. You have no qualms whatsoever, and you're excellent at doing that, and people want you to lead. And it's number 3, so there's just growth, and there's maturity, and there's help, and there's, look at that beautiful illustration. You're fire, you know, there's light and progression and motivation and energy. That's always, you know, fueling your fire. So your beautiful message with that for number 3 is nurture. Excuse me. Must come from talking too much. Keywords are cherish, nourish, blossom, abundance, nature, and creativity. Wow. The nurture card reminds you to tend to the garden. Relationships must be nourished in order to thrive. Count the abundant blessings of the relationships you have. Find ways to let other people know that you care for them and appreciate them. Good relationships can be taken to new levels of happiness. It's very apparent in your reading. And faltering relationships can be revived with loving care and attention. Equally be sure to tend to your relationship with yourself. Nurture your soul by giving yourself the grace to be who you really are and love yourself for it. The affirmation, I shower all my relationships with loving attention and watch them blossom. That's so beautiful. I love that for you. And I've not picked that for any other sign thus far. So it's so amazing. And Spirit always works through in beautiful ways to inspire and encourage and uplift us. And that's my whole gig here. So all of you like-minded, beautiful people and friends and you know, viewers that have joined me. It's just such a wonderful like-minded community, and I want to keep it that way, and I want it to just blow up, to be honest. So anyway, the last message is the Super Attractor Manifestation deck message, where we can feel the life we want into existence. The law of attraction is in order to make things manifest in a tangible form, physical form. We need to feel them, and like attracts like. So the feeling of good and prosperity and abundance, when it's felt, it will return to you, right? As I always say, you cannot want abundance and prosperity and feel lack or scarcity. It's a contradiction that does not work with the law of attraction. So it's really simple. And the affirmations that I receive from these are so helpful and useful to keep that energy just that way, you know, up and light and lifted. I don't even remember ever getting this card before. When I merge my desire with faith, I can take action from a place of peace rather than control. Wow. Honestly, if I did, it's been so long, and I haven't had these that long, but like last year. Isn't that gorgeous? Green, heart-centered. You know, it's all about that, especially this year. We have to join forces. We have to come from a place of love. And I know you have that in tenfold, Sagittarius. So I love you. I'm grateful you're here. I hope that you enjoyed the reading. And I really would love to see you again. And until next time, just take really good care of yourself, okay? I appreciate you. And bye for now.